All right, happy Friday, everybody. Today is Friday, January 21st. We are going to have a test over Unit 6 next Friday. That's when your IXL skills are done, so try to knock some out this weekend. Have your green notes packet out, have assignment 95, which was your big ideas percent discount. Make sure you have submitted that. I'm going to go quickly through these notes, so if you need to pause as needed. Yesterday's homework, you might want to pause here, check your answers off of this table, and then I will show you the worked out section right now. So on the first 5 questions, the numbers are off, but you can kind of see the first 5 questions are the same. We just renumbered them for big ideas purposes. But you were missing the sale price in the first 5 questions. The next 5 questions, had to work backwards to the original. And then the last 3 questions, you were basically finding the percent of change, which was the percent of discount. So as we look at the first 6 questions here, the first 5 of them right here, you can use the table and find the shortcut to find the sale price, or you could subtract. You could have done 80% instead of doing 20% here, you could have done 80%. That would take you directly to the 64th. Instead of doing 15% on number 2, you could have used 85%. It would take you directly to your answer, and so on. So as you look at those, now once you hit, this is essentially number 6. Once you hit number 6, you had to use, instead of the percent off of 25% off, you had to be thinking about the percent you paid, so you can work backwards to the original. And so that's why you use 75% up here in your proportion as opposed to the 25%, because the 25% was taken off of the original amount, which we didn't know. And so you got $53.33, and that's what you did on the next 4 questions. So as you can see, you needed to use 95% on this proportion. You needed to use 20%. If it was 80% off, you're paying 20% on number, so this would have been number 7. This is number 8. This is number 9. So instead of 64% off, you're paying 36% to go back to the original. This would be number 10. And number 11, 12, and 13, you were missing the percent discount, which is this middle box right here, which then was basically just doing the percent of change. So if you look back at number 11, 60 was the original, and the amount the price changed, we had to subtract these 2 amounts to get 15. And so that was basically just a percent of change question. It's a percent of discount question is what we're looking at here. All right, turn to page 9 in your packets. Once again, you can pause while students get there, but we're going to begin talking about markup. All right, now, a markup, all right, is the amount a price is increased in order for a company to make a profit. If they didn't mark the price up, they wouldn't make a profit and they would not stay in business. So the markup is what they increase the price. They make it at a certain cost and then they raise the price so that they can make a profit. Markups are added to the cost in order to get to the selling price. All this is going back 2 days. This is a percent of increase, all right? And it's just an application involving money. So we're using that same proportion that we've been using on every question, except this time, this is our percent of markup, which gives us this number is the amount of the markup. Our original is still on the bottom. Now the big difference is, with a selling price, you're going to take that original price and you're going to add the markup priced to it. All right, so on this first example, we are going to go ahead and work through this one quickly. And I think we're going to kind of go through it as... so it says the store paid $70 for the price. So we go original on our table. We're going to go the markup, and you can just write up here once we get going with this. And then this is going to be, instead of sale price, it's the selling price. And so they paid $70 for the bicycle. What is the selling price when the markup is 20%? So the markup is 20%. All right, they paid 100% of the 70, and they're marking it up. Now, we're going to kind of look at this in 2 ways. I'm going to quickly go through this. So we could use the proportion over here. We can use the 20%, put it here, and this is the percent of the markup, and that's going to make this the amount of the markup. And the original is still going to go down here. And so the original price was 70 for them. And we could go ahead and work through that. Now, notice, since we're using the 20, we're going to get to this price. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to have 100A equals 1,400 and divide by 100, and that's going to give us A equals $14. Now, that clearly isn't the price, because if they paid $70 for the bike, they wouldn't charge us $14. They'd lose money every time they sold a bike. So that's this amount right here. They asked us for the selling price. This is what we're trying to find. And so we're trying to find this box. Well, you're going to add, okay, the $70 and the $14 to get the selling price of $84. So if you're thinking of this in math terms, that would be a profit of $14. They paid $70, they're going to make $14 every time they sell it. Now, we could use a shortcut like we've talked about, and we're going to have to use that later. So yesterday we subtracted the discount, but this is a markup. When you mark something up, you're adding to it. It's just like a tip or a tax. And so this would be 120%. So we could do 120%, which would be the percent that you're going to pay, and this is the amount that someone's going to pay, and this is still going to be the original down here at the bottom. And so we go 70 here, and we go with our A, and we're going to have 100A here when we do our cross products. We're going to have 8,400 here when we do 70 times 120, divide by 100, and you'll notice you go directly to the $84. On these first few questions, you can do either method, and you will get the correct answer. So let's take a look at the next question. All right, so it says, on this one, it says a leather jacket costs the store $134.98. They have marked it up 55%. What would the selling price be? So going back down here, I'm going to use the shortcut method. This is the amount we're marking it up, and this is going to be our selling price. All right, so going back to the original question, we have $134.98 written right here. Normally, you'd be paying 100% of that, okay, but they're going to mark it up 55%, okay? And we are trying to find, and anytime we're looking at this table, we're trying to, what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find this box right here. Now, on our method one, a moment ago, we found this amount. If we use the 55 in our proportion right now, if above 100 I put 55, that would get me this, which is the dollars that we're going to mark the price up. I want to go directly to the selling price, so we're going to use the shortcut, and I'm going to add the 55 to the 100, and that means my selling price is really 155% of what they paid. So this is going to be the percent that we pay, and this is the amount that we're going to pay. And our original will go on the bottom once again. And so we have this goofy number of 134.98. And we're going to go ahead and do our cross products once again. You have 100A, and you have, let's see here, we're going to have 209 point, let's see, 22. And when we divide by 100, you're going to get 200, whoops, can't write. So $209.22. All right, we may have to have a part 2 of the video because my class is coming back in. So we will have a part 2 of this video in a moment.